Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Chef Rob. Glad to have you come into my home and gonna make an Italian bread salad called Panzanella Salad. Very tasty, a lot of fresh vegetables. They just keep getting better and better. So let me just kind of start toasting some of this nice ciabatta bread that I have here. Just gonna turn on this burner. This burner right here that I use, I've been using this at all my events, and it has 1500 watts and it is excellent. When I have the holidays, it's really good to have an extra burner in the house. Fortunately, I have about 5 extra burners because that's what I have for all my classes. So I'm just going to cut up the ciabatta bread. I'm just heating this pan up just a little bit. Just going to do this right down the middle, and I'm going to cut these into little cubes. Now it would be about 6 cups. I'm just downsizing it because I don't want to have too much left over. I'm just going to put in the pan, because I can feel it starting to get hot, about 3 tablespoons of the extra virgin olive oil. That's perfect. Now I find with cutting the ciabatta bread, just having it open, since these are pre-sliced, it's easier to cut it just like that. Just cut them into little croutons. And then I'm going to toast these up, and they are so flavorful. If I ever have these left over at the home, everybody walks by and always picks on a few croutons, especially the cameraman here. He's famous for that. So I'm just getting this oil nice and hot. Ciabatta, the Panzanella salad, very popular salad, great in the summertime. Great with a chilled soup. I've paired this up with a chilled gazpacho at times. Let me just toss these right in here, get these nice and golden brown. And I'm just going to be going back to them and just kind of making sure they're nice and toasted. I'm just going to give it a little sprinkling of kosher salt. And just mix this around. In the meantime, while I'm watching these croutons, I'm going to start my salad, and then I'll make the dressing for it. On the recipe, it should be on your website. It doesn't say spring mix, but lately I've been adding a little to it. This way it's not all very heavy vegetables. There's a little light, something light to it. So just want to give you that as an alternative. You can just follow the recipe or add a little spring mix or maybe baby spinach. Okay. Using some very fresh beefsteak tomatoes. I have found the last couple weeks the best place to get the beefsteak tomatoes and the tomatoes had been meat farms. So if you do have one around you, they were excellent to get them. Now, since I don't want to weigh down the spring mix, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my heavy vegetables all on the side here. Otherwise, they'll kind of get it all wet and kind of a little soggy. I'm using the offset serrated knife. You can see this here. These are really good for the vegetables, also good for bread. I have made this Greek style as well too, where I kind of change the vinaigrette a little bit and add a little bit of oregano. And then I'll just add a little bit of Kalamata olives and a little feta cheese. Okay, if anybody out there at any time has questions or comments, please, my son Chris will read them off to me, and I'd be more than happy to hopefully answer them for you, okay? Okay, so I got my tomatoes there. Like I said, I want to keep an eye on these croutons. Just sometimes you get a hot spot in the middle of the pan, so I want to be really careful of that. Okay, I'm going to cut up some pepper now. I'm using some red pepper, and I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow too. These also are from meat farms, and they were excellent. Price of some of the produce has been up lately, as everything. So really shop, and when you're out there shopping, really be careful and try to buy that real fresh stuff. All right, I'm gonna put this on the other side. Get my colors a little blended up together. Now some beautiful yellow peppers. No shriveling at all, just all perfectly nice and shiny, nice and firm. That means it's very fresh. Now this as a side salad could feed about 12 people. Okay, so just know that. But if you add the spring mix to it, you may get a little bit more out of it. Okay, just back to the croutons. Just gonna give them a little flip.
We have a few comments.
Few comments, sure.
Someone said, "Hey Chef Scott, good to see you." A few people said hello, and someone said, Love Rob Scott, took a few classes in the past."
Oh, great. Thank you. Hope to be back again soon doing it. Thank you. English cucumber. Most restaurants, especially the really good quality restaurants, will use the English cucumbers because they're very firm. They'll hold up in the salads really good. If you use the very shiny local ones, or they're very good, but you do need to take the skin off. Okay, so it's very, very important. So this, you could take out a little bit of the baby seeds. I have found in these cucumbers here that there is really not much at all. So what I'm going to do is go right down the middle. So I cut a little bigger. And now just cut them into little chunks like this. And it's up to you how big, how small. Some people, if you're having a little party, you get a few people that don't like the cucumbers. So you can always make them a little bigger. It's easier to pick around then.
Someone has a question.
Sure.
They said, in the past shows, you mentioned where you got garlic from. If you could, please share again where you got the garlic.
Sure. I always try to get the garlic. There's a garlic farm over in Riverhead. It's called the Garden of Eve, and I believe they are open right now. I think they have opened up again. I haven't been back over there, but as soon as I get a chance, I will go there. And you really will notice a difference in the fresh garlic from a farm stand compared to something that's traveled quite a distance. Okay, getting nice and toasted. I'm just going to add another dot of oil here. You can hear a little sizzle there. Okay, I'm going to put in some red onion here. I'm just going to cut that into nice thin strips. I'm just going to use about half of this one. And cut it thinly. So Bayport-Blue Point, my third library I ever went to. And the kids out there, we always have fun. I miss the kids there as well as the adults and the teens. We always have a nice time there. You guys always have such a great turnout. And I remember I said in the last class, what a community you guys really have. It's tremendous how you all come together and support each other. If you can see how nice these croutons are, I am just going to lower this a little bit because I want to start making the dressing now for this. But if you could see, look at all these beautiful colors in here. The only other thing I'm going to put in here, and I like them, is the capers. And I'm just going to give them a little bit of a chop. Okay. Capers are used in Mediterranean cooking. Used in like puttanesca sauce, chicken franchise, chicken piccata. Makes it really, really good. They're a little salty, so you wanna strain them and rinse them.
Someone has a question.
Sure.
They asked, how do you store fresh garlic to maximize its use?
Okay. I like to, definitely in the vegetable bin. Definitely want to keep it in a very, very sealed container. Okay, so no other odors get in and the garlic doesn't get out as well. You could certainly keep it a few weeks and it will be still nice and fresh. Okay. One of the things with the fresh garlic, when you're buying it and it's still in the bulb, if you put it into a little jar and you just shake it, it actually loosens them up and they all kind of fall apart and then you just start peeling them. Okay. Oh, these are great. These are great. Now, a little bit of fresh basil, approximately about 20 leaves, and I put that on the recipe. A little less, a little more, never hurt. Okay. Basil, try to store in a cool, dry place. Okay, the basement is really good for it. Put a little bag over it, like one of those plastic bags you get at the supermarket for the produce. Okay, it acts like a little greenhouse to it. So I am just going to take some of these. I'm just going to cut these stems off. And I'm going to add these to my panzanella salad. Okay. Now everybody, Monday night, I'm going to be doing the Port Jefferson Library. It's at 6:30. It's a Facebook as well. And I will be making an Asian orzo chicken salad there. And then also zucchini fritters, okay? They are really, really tasty because plenty of zucchini will be around soon. Okay, so here's my panzanella salad. Gonna put these beautiful croutons right on top of these here. And then in a minute, we're gonna pour the dressing right over it. What I'm going to do, so I have a little more room, I am just going to put this on the side here. Okay. To make the salad, got this little bowl right here. Going to add in a little bit of fresh garlic.
Someone said that salad looks so bright.
Summer, spring, that's what you want. You want beautiful colors just like that. As you can see, it started off with 2 tomatoes, 1 cucumber, and you say, how can I get 12 out of it? But with a little bit of the spring mix and the croutons, it just keeps growing and growing, and you have a lot. So be careful not to say, oh, I have to add more because I have a lot of company coming. You'll have plenty in this one. And the amount of dressing that I'm gonna make will cover this beautifully, okay? So I am just going to put in about 1/2 of a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Just about 1/2, just need a little bit. Just gonna put in about 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, fresh ground black pepper. Okay. And then, so I'm using white wine vinegar, champagne vinegar. It's very hard to find, especially right now. Sometimes you can order it online, but if you get a good quality white wine vinegar, such as this one here, this one, the brand is Roland. It's exactly the same. It's good. It's just as good. Okay. A bottle like this, I go to Restaurant Depot. This will probably cost about $5 for this size, so it's pretty good. But if you were to go to the supermarket and get a lesser brand, you could pay close to it. Okay. So I am adding about 3 tablespoons of the white wine vinegar. Okay. I am just gonna mince up some garlic, about a teaspoon worth. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop, whoop, I don't wanna lose this. I'm gonna leave this whisk on the side right here. Okay, just gonna chop this garlic up nice and small. I really wanna use the gloves with the garlic, otherwise I will be smelling it all night long. Of course, you can take a little bit of lemon juice and put it on your hands and that will help get it off. And just dice it up really small. When I make this dressing, usually what I like to do is make a little extra because it's really good drizzled on a sandwich, good for a salad the next day. So while you're in the mess of doing this, always make a little bit more. Now next Friday, I'm doing a class in Riverhead and it's at 3:30, but it's on Zoom. So if you're familiar with Zoom, I am doing red, white, and blueberry shortcakes. So I'm making the shortcakes from scratch, and then a red, white, and blueberry topping. Okay, just gonna put this garlic in here. And that is nice and fresh. Okay, about a 1/2 cup of the extra virgin olive oil. I had a little vinegar come out, so I just want to put just a little bit more in there. Okay. So about a half cup now. Now what I'm going to do is just gradually put it in. Just start whisking it. And it'll start coming together. It'll kind of emulsify. And if you are a Dijon fan and really like that in your dressings, a little bit more would be fine. When I make this dressing, I don't want to put too much on the salad. I want to make sure it gets nice and coated, but I also want to make sure that it is not really draining making everything sopping away. Okay, so if you can see, it all kind of comes together just like this. Okay.
Someone asked, could you put those ingredients into a jar and shake as well?
Absolutely. Yes, that would be fine. Okay, I'm just going to pour this on here. I'm just going to get the gloves and mix this up. Now you could let it sit for about a good 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then it really absorbs into the bread. Okay, and we'll give the bread a lot of nice flavor. Okay, mix this up really good, just like this. Make sure you get from the bottom too. Now when you are serving this, what will happen is you'll grab like this and you'll get all the lettuce and all the heavy things will go to the bottom. So when you are serving it, make sure you kind of go like this. I know I do that when I do it in classes. I grab from the bottom and kind of lift up. I almost like strain it and then put it on everybody's plate. Okay. So this is the Panzanella salad. This is what it looks like. If you want to make it heartier, you could put some shrimp on top. You could put some grilled chicken on there as well. Okay. I have something that I want to do. I do this at a lot of the children's classes. I've done this probably the last 3, 4 years. And it may come off as a strange thing, but when I do the classes with the kids, some of them will say, I'm not eating that. But I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. Okay. I'm sure we have a lot of kids out there watching. Okay, there's a family program tonight. Okay, I'm going to go over the recipe for you. It's very simple, so if you want to just jot it down, okay, if you want to make this at home. And I promise you, the kids may give it a try. It is called watermelon cheesecake pizza. See, I know some people are at home are like, it's not for me. But I promise you, it's really refreshing and really good at parties in the summertime, block parties, anything like that. So what I do is I cut a wedge just like this to make it look like the pizza, the crust, okay, and then the pizza. So that's the easy part. This is very simple. I'm just going to cut up a little bit of fresh strawberries. You can use blueberries, raspberries, blackberries for this. Any of those things will work. I'm just cutting them into small little pieces. Okay. And I'll do one more. Might not even need that. But when you do that, make sure you wash those strawberries really, really well. Okay. Seems like we're missing the local ones this year. They're not having the strawberry festival, which is very sad. Those strawberries, the local ones, are so, so good. I'm just going to take the banana, just going to peel it. Now, with the banana, take a little piece of plastic, just put it on the stem just like that, and that will stop it from ripening, okay? Or you could take a little sheet of aluminum foil and just put it on the stem. When I get home from the stores, I take all the bananas, separate them, I leave them all in the basement, and then I bring up about 2 every other day or so, and because it's warm upstairs, and then they start ripening, okay? But if you don't want them to go bad, just a little piece of any type of plastic like this is a poly glove, just like that, it will stop it. Because you don't want the bananas laying next to each other. The brown spot that would be here would go right into the other banana, so take them apart. Okay, so let me just, yep.
Someone said, sounds fantastic, cheesecake pizza.
All right, good. I hope you make it. And don't think that Chef Rob is crazy, okay? Okay. Just cutting a few little circles. Now, I tell the kids this is the healthy pepperoni for the pizza. Okay? So you got to be a salesman with the kids. You really do. Okay? And then I have some blueberries right here. So now to make my cheesecake mixture, which is very, very simple, I am using 2 ounces of the Greek yogurt, the vanilla. Okay, try to use the vanilla, gives it a little more flavor for the kids. 2 ounces of the cream cheese. I took it out about an hour ago, just wanted to get to room temperature, so when I do this, it just whips up really, really quickly. Okay. And then just about a teaspoon of the powdered sugar, okay? If it's for you and you want a little almond extract or a little vanilla extract in there, just a dot, that helps the flavor as well. But the vanilla and the powdered sugar makes it really good. Any questions out there?
Nope, nothing else right now.
Okay, so take the fork, kind of whip it around really good. The other day, I did a class and I did a stuffed chicken marsala with fontina cheese and prosciutto. And we had a lot of people watching that one. That was good. My family enjoyed that one after for dinner. Okay, so if you could see, it's got the consistency of the cheesecake. Okay, I am just going to take about half of this, put it on here. And as I tell the kids when I'm doing this, put it on like it's the tomato sauce. So you want to spread it. You don't want it to go over the edges. You want to be able to pick this up and eat it. Okay. Just like that. Now I remember doing this class exactly. It was 2 years ago, and I did it in Seaford Library. And half of the kids said, I'm not eating that. I'm not even making that. And then the other kids that made it, when they were eating it, they said, is it too late to make it? Because they heard like how really refreshing and how good it really was. So, like I said, the kids will eat it and eat healthy if you want them to. Okay, let me put my healthy pepperoni on here, some bananas. That. Okay, I want this, just like my salad, to be really nice and colorful, okay? So I'm just going to start putting some of the strawberries. I put them right in between. Now, if you like mint, you could put little shredded mint leaves on it as well. That would be fine. And you can cut this into smaller wedges too, because sometimes you're having a barbecue. Some people have like strawberry shortcake, and maybe they just want to try it like that. So you can cut this right in half. Okay, and then some blueberries. This is really perfect Memorial Day, July 4th. Go. So is that looking summery? All right, get one more in there. I really like to make sure it's filled in. It's really important to me, the colors and the balance of every dish that I do. I really like it to look really good. So what I want to do is hold up the 2 dishes, okay? So you can see that spring is ending and summer is here. Okay, so I just want to ask, I want some people to send me in some questions, okay? And I can also tell you about some of the other classes that I am offering coming down the road, okay? Tonight was just a salad one, but sometimes I do really involved ones, okay? More the adult ones, and that one is usually typically, like I said, the stuffed chicken. I have one coming up, it's the penne alla vodka and it's with the baby shrimp in there. Okay, so I'm doing that. I have a class, it's a flounder francaise, and it has toasted almonds on it and over a bed of spinach. I have that one coming up as well. And then I'm doing Baltimore crab cakes, and that one will be in Comswag. That's at the end of the month. Okay, and then I'm doing cowboy cookies. If anybody's ever had cowboy cookies, they have so much flavor. I had never had one in my life, and a few years back, a lady at my Longwood class came up to me and she offered me, she made a box for me, and she was so nice. And I tried one of them, and I was like, oh my God, how did I never get these in my life? So I played around with a couple different techniques and recipes, and I feel like I have a really good recipe for it now. So I'm doing that one of these nights on Facebook as well. So Chris, anybody out there?
Someone said looks yummy, and that's it right now.
Okay, all right. All right, everybody. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great night. Stay well, and I think we're supposed to have 2 nice days coming up. Today was just absolutely gorgeous, and we really need it, you know, to keep straight and keep our heads on right, and I hope this brings some joy to everybody too, because it really does to me too. You know, something to look forward to doing this, and then also for yourself to look forward to something like this during the day. So everybody, I'll see you Monday, Port Jeff, hopefully, okay, and I'm sure Bayport-Blue Point. I know I have another children's one coming up there, I think in June, and we're doing cake batter cookies. So I'm sure you can just go right on the Facebook there. So look at your library's website every single day, because every day they are posting new things, more events, and it's really remarkable. Especially Bayport-Blue Point, they come up with so many different ways of making the community really love the library. Yes, so Chris is flagging me saying we have a question.
We have comments.
Comments, okay.
Someone said you're the best, thanks, and someone else said thank you for the great class.
You're so welcome, thank you, and have a great night, and see you soon. Bye-bye.